So you finished Terraria and now you want to keep having fun? You install tModLoader and you're looking for the best tModLoader mods to play. You're in the right place. This video will show you the 50 best Terraria mods of all time that you need to play now. Let's begin. Number 50, Where's My Items? If you're struggling with where everything is in your world, you can use this mod to easily locate items in your chest by pressing the hotkey and typing out the name of the item that you're searching for. This searches through chests, banks such as the Piggy Bank, Defender's Forge, Void Vault and Safe, as well as magic storage hearts containing any items that match your search's criteria. Number 49, Dragon Ball Terraria Ported. One of the best content mods of Terraria is the Dragon Ball mod. It's now been ported to 1.4, still boasting a whole load of fun. The Dragon Ball mod adds 260 new items, 7 new armor sets with Kai based helmets for existing armors in game, a brand new class that utilizes Kai energy, amazing looking visually pleasing transformations, a brand new flight system, a fully bespoke Dragon Ball and Wishes system, 3 all new placeables, and a lot of content that you can tackle as you work your way up to the Mood Lord fight. Number 48, Start with Base. This is one of my favourite mods to get a head start when playing modded Terraria. It adds an automatically generated base at the end of the world generation process that gives you a starter base without having to build it. Of course, you'll still need to emplace chests and crafting stations, but it saves a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Number 47, Loot Beams. In a Borderlands-esque fashion, items will now have coloured loot beams that correspond to their rarity level, making items easy to spot on the ground and it being much easier to see it if you got a rare item drop or if something is even worth looting. Number 46, ItemMagnetPlus. This brand new item, the Item Magnet, which is added by this mod, lets you suck in all of the surrounding items so you don't have to run around and manually collect them. It's crafted with simple materials, iron and lead, and works in your inventory and can be toggled on and off with adjustable range and speed, increasing its stats after slaying bosses. Number 45, MoreZenithItems. If you love the Zenith sword, you'll like this mod. It basically adds more weapons and items which are themed around the Zenith sword itself that you can craft. All of the items are obtained through crafting or slaying in-game bosses, and they have unique recipes. There's everything from yo-yos to bows and repeaters, staffs, scepters and wands, sickles, dart guns and rifles, and short swords and long swords. Number 44, DPSExtreme. Just like in World of Warcraft, this mod adds a damage per second meter to the game, which is great for multiplayer to see which player deals the most damage to a boss, and so you can view your DPS in real time. There's also a team DPS and boss damage meter for multiplayer. This lets you see the life stats on your damage so you can compare it with your friends. Number 43, Weapon Merge. You can now acquire more power by merging a low tier item together with another weapon by merging weapons of the same level to add additional stats to an item to make it better. Number 42, Apacchii's Classes Reborn. Focusing solely on classes, this is a nice RPG mod adding 5 different classes with dedicated accessory slots, their own unique talent trees and unique specializations, a relic system with different relics and a dedicated accessory slot for them, and highly configurable options letting you change stats and other variables. Each class has 1 passive, 2 active and 1 ultimate ability, as well as 2 trees being their talent tree and their specialization tree. Number 41, Shop Expander. When you're running many multiple large mods, there becomes the problem of not having enough room, particularly with town NPCs, as their free inventory space in their shops are limited. This causes the shop to overflow and for some items to not actually show up. The mod fixes the shop setup process by adding a new empty inventory for each single mod that adds items, and then it combines the inventories together. Number 40, Vitality Mod, New Bosses. Another content mod adding 8 new bosses and 630 items. This is definitely one of the larger mods which has a variety of new enemies and content to expand the game. In fact, to total it all up, there's some new custom music and boss music, 2 new town NPCs, 55 brand new enemies, 210 brand new weapons and 50 or more tools, 22 armor sets and 70 armor pieces in total, north of 40 or more accessories, 2 mineable ores, 2 furniture sets, 30 or so crafting materials and 10 ammo types. That is a lot of content. Number 39, Terraria Randomizer Mod. This randomizer mod lets you randomize NPC AI, item and NPC name randomization, item stats, item sprites, projectile AI, NPC shops and NPC loot, and even world gen settings. All of these randomizers make the game really confusing or more fun to play, and it lets things get more interesting by putting a spin on it. Number 38, Better Zoom. To get a closer look of on-screen elements or take better screenshots, use this mod to extend the zoom magnification to a level than what's usually possible in vanilla. Number 37, CoolerItemVisualEffect. If you're using any mod at all that adds weapons, or even if you're using vanilla weapons, you absolutely need this mod. It supports both modded and vanilla weapons, and it makes them look way more cooler by adding beautiful visual effects when swinging and slashing a weapon in game, creating visually pleasing light trails and special effects. Number 36, Secrets of the Shadows. This mod is for dungeon explorers who want a new added challenge through finding new secrets that are hidden all across the world. You now have the opportunity to explore two brand new dungeons, the Planetarium and the Pyramid, as well as various mini structures which are a surprise. There are 6 brand new boss types with special attacks to make them challenging to defeat, over 600 all new items with specialized visual effects, and 3 new discoverable ores. There is also a brand new mechanic called Void that lets you utilize the power of your soul. Each of the classes, warriors, rangers, summoners and mages, have special void weapons that they can actually use. Number 35, Angler Shop. Some items require you to fish endlessly to try to acquire them, no more. With the Angler Shop, you can now have a brand new button when you interact with the Angler NPC, which lets you access a new shop that sells fin wings, bottomless water buckets, super absorbent sponges, and more fishing themed items from the game that you typically get from catches or from quests. Number 34, Auto Reforge. The normal Reforge menu is replaced in this mod with a far more complex version that allows for automatic reforging. This is better than the original system, and for the most part you'll come out with better items than you usually would. Number 33, Bosses as NPCs. If you have an excess of buildings in your town that have nobody to live there, perhaps look to this mod. It adds 25 extra town NPCs to the game, which are special NPCs based on the vanilla Terraria bosses, which arrive after their respective boss is defeated. Each of these new town NPCs sell their bosses' loot drops as purchasable items. Number 32, LuiAFK Reborn. This mod is the ported version of the original LuiAFK mod that adds hundreds of quality of life features and improvements to Terraria to make everything much more enjoyable and accessible. This mod includes everything from unlimited potions, automatic placement of money within a piggy bank, a better drill mount, automatic harvesting of chests, unlimited auto building, implementation of the travelling and skeleton merchants as town NPCs, unlimited buckets and sponges, unlimited and baitless fishing rods, and countless more building utilities and features. Number 31, Atmospheric Torches. This mod makes the world more immersive by adding an orange tint to both the normal and tiki torches in game, adding a small slight light flicker around it for atmospheric immersion. Number 30, Compare Item Stats. This client-side mod allows you to view the exact difference between the item you're currently selecting and the one that you're comparing it to by hovering over its tooltip. This mod supports the comparison of damage, crit chance, speed, knockback, fishing bait power, tool power, restored mana or life points, used mana, auto swing, tool range, class, wing fly time, wing horizontal and vertical speed, and also defense and life regen. Number 29, Living World Mod. The Living World is an expansion mod that builds upon the in-game world through adding new structures and villages, adding all new gameplay systems and features to make exploration more rewarding and fun. Currently, the mod adds a harpy village with a unique shop system, waystones that spawn as pylons in the wild, some new sky-themed items such as furniture and pets, and more that are currently in development. Number 28, BloodSoul. This mod adds a collection of 244 brand new items, 12 new different boss types, including the King Slime, the Eye of Kasuru and the Evil Gemini, Spirit of Spark, the World Devourer and Brain of Kasuru, Ground Shaking Snake, the Gold and Silver Double Swords, Queen Bee, Skeleton King, the Holy Light Sword, the Blood Crystal Eye, the Flesh and Blood Wall, Snow Demon Emperor, 3 Kings of Machinery and Spirit of Tide, the Divine Glow, and the Death Messenger. That's basically the next fight straight after the Moonlord. Number 27, Dialogue Panel Rework. The idea of this mod is to completely rework the NPC dialogue panel and sign editing visual interface in game in a way that's inspired by the Terraria mobile version's interface. With added text scrolling, this mod is basically just for visual satisfaction. Number 26, Antisocial. With there being both accessory and social accessory slots, what can be put into each vary, but with the Antisocial mod, it makes it so all social accessory slots can also be used as normal accessory slots, meaning you can carry more accessories and become quite overpowered while doing so. Number 25, Terraria Overhaul. This large mod is an expansion mod that aims to build upon the original vanilla experience in a way that improves the general overall enjoyment of the game by improvements to pre-existing aspects such as the combat and how it looks and feels, as well as its mechanics, the movement and camera systems, and the ambience and the game's soundtrack. The mod also adds some new gameplay mechanics too, as well as remaking guns, magic, broadswords and short swords, hammers, chainsaws, and some other tools that it modifies. The mod also adds brand new seasons, dodge rolls, block climbing and wall jumps and wall rolls, atmospheric sounds and footsteps, emotes, a weakness and resistance system, a fire and electricity system, enhancements to enemy AI, and changes to how trees fall. Number 24, Pylons prevent evils. This mod makes changes regarding to the main two evils of Terraria, the Crimson and the Corruption. This is for those players who do not want these evil biomes to spread into fresh land. The mod adds pylons that prevent Crimson and Corruption from spreading to an area protected by a pylon. Note that this mod also supports both the Hallow and Astral Infection also. You can adjust the range of these pylons by throwing powders nearby to a pylon, which will be affected by a larger area of protection in the sense that it will use up more of this powder. Using purification powder near pylons will increase their range by 1 tile up to a maximum of 160. Number 23, Autofish. In almost every game where fishing is present, there's some type of automation involved or a bot available. Terraria players solve this through adding a mod where we will fish automatically with auto pulling and auto casting of bobbers also. This feature will automatically toggle on or off depending when you're fishing or when you stop fishing. Number 22, shorter respawn time. When you die in Terraria, respawn times can be frustrating. That's why you should use this mod to customize the respawn duration after death. You can tweak expert mode and boss penalty scales if you wish deaths that meet these conditions to not receive an extra penalty to the player. This is very useful just for quicker respawning, especially when you keep failing to a boss. Number 21, Fargo's Best of Both Worlds. Usually when starting a world, depending on the randomizer or your choice from the options it provides you, you will have Corruption or Crimson as your world, but with this mod you don't need to choose. This mod extends the capabilities of the world generator by adding more features, including having both the Crimson and Corruption in a world along with both of their ore types, the ability to invert the underworld, the guarantee of spawning ocean caves, more surface living trees that spawn, bigger beehive structures, a guaranteed pyramid entrance to the underground desert zone, a closer starting point in relation to the ocean, huge jungle temples, and extra spider caves. This is a world gen mod you need if you want the best generated world possible. Number 20, better boss health bar. When you fight bosses, you want the boss fights to be epic. That's why you should use the better boss health bar mod. It improves the vanilla boss health bar to make it look much better. It showcases the boss name, its current life in relation to its max life points in a percentage health value, and also 3 values below it, which are shown as icons representing its defense points, knockback resistance, and attack damage points. Number 19, Census Town NPC checklist. Using this particular mod, you can modify the housing panel in game so you can just see which NPCs are missing from your town via a new checklist. The tick symbol shows that spawn conditions for a specific NPC have been fulfilled, whereas an X means quite the opposite, and a question mark means that the game hasn't yet checked the spawn conditions. You can also hover over a town NPC in the housing menu, which will showcase an arrow pointing directly to its location. Number 18, Heroes Mod. Heroes Mod is all about tools. It allows you to modify how you wish your world to function, letting you enable and disable certain features. This mod adds over 25 tools and counting, and it aims to make server management far easier without having to use countless commands that you'd usually have to manually input in game. Instead, you now will have a full-on in-game interface to perform all of the usual server commands from a GUI that also works the same in single player worlds too. The menu in this mod is just like the one in journey mode, and it includes tools such as an inventory editor with searchable categories, infinite reach, the ability to disable enemy spawns, cleaning up items off the ground, controlling the time cycles and pausing it, toggling the weather, setting waypoints, giving yourself any player buff in the game, granting god mode, kicking and banning, teleportation, revealing the whole map, freezing players, and many other useful admin functions that could definitely be used in an insidious fashion. Number 17, which mod is this from? If you have a fair deal of mods installed, it may be confusing as to what blocks or items are from what mod. Well, no longer is that a worry, as this mod lets you look at any modded item, block or NPC, and it will show you the name of the mod that added it. This is very useful when things get confusing and you have a long mod load order. Number 16, Fargo's Souls mod. The idea of this large content mod is to add different powerful items in the form of enchantments and so-called souls accessories, as well as a collection of different bosses and mini bosses in game. There are a lot of new items added through this mod, as well as boss versions of the Fargo's Mutant mod's Mutant Town NPCs, which also requires that mod to function. The new Eternity mode feature adds a higher difficulty that comes with a large selection of changes to the bosses. Many of the enemies add several new debuffs to the game and some more changes too. Each of the bosses have unique boss weapons themed around themselves or similar other vanilla bosses, items that drop from a boss's treasure bag, which includes a ton of really awesome looking ranged and melee weapons. Number 15, Boss Cursor. This is a useful mod for when bosses go off screen or when you need to keep a track of their locations, as it adds arrows all around your character which point directly to the boss itself that you're fighting. This is especially useful so you don't have to open up the map or expand the minimap to try to properly aim towards the boss or to see where it is. Number 14, Cheat Sheet. The Cheat Sheet is a mod aimed for developers to mess around with vanilla or mod properties in game, such as the recipes, items and NPCs. The mod functions through the use of a special hotbar system, which sits at the bottom, which includes an item browser, where you can view items and grab max stacks quickly, an NPC browser, which lets you spawn NPCs directly in front of you, recipe browser to view item recipes easily, painting tools to quickly access painting items and bonus tools, the extra accessory slots, which add to your equipment window, auto trash, quick clear menu to get rid of items, the vacuum mode to pull items towards you, quick waypoints for fast teleporting around the map, NPC butcher menu to slay both hostile and neutral NPCs, the spawn rate multiplier, and light hack to have full bright mode in your world. Number 13, Max Stack Plus Extra. Using this mod, you can create max item stacks for your item groups. That means that you can configure the mod, which is easily changeable, to modify how many items there is in a particular stack. So you could carry 9,999 of something, for an example. Number 12, Wing Slot Extra. No longer do you need to take up an item slot for wings. With this mod, there's now a dedicated slot specifically for wing items, which is located near the armor and accessory segment of the player's inventory. That means that you can have some extra equipables without overwriting the wings. Number 11, the Stars Above. This expansion mod adds a new gameplay mechanic system called the Starfarer system, which starts out by you choosing an umbral or astral aspect, and then unlocking unique abilities that you can equip with the Stellar Array, where you can mix and match them for your perfect loadout. It's a system that divides skills into 3 different tiers where you can experiment with your build. You can talk with the Starfarer with a ton of unique dialogues as they become stronger along with you. The Stellar Novas are 5 unlockables that have sub-abilities unique to each of the Starfarer types, ones that grow stronger with the more bosses that you defeat. This mod has over 60 or more completely fresh weapons, some with alternative attacks and charged abilities. The mod also adds 6 very unique and very powerful bosses that use a completely custom AI system. These bosses use custom casted attacks and abilities, and you'll have to learn and adapt to defeat them.
second you're winning, there is no way you're just getting started. You'll have to try as much as you like.
Number 10, Fargo's Mutant mod. With this mod, there's a new town NPC, the Mutant, that sells all of the boss summons from vanilla and most from boss mods, including certain other useful items such as infinite ammo, craftable instant builds for common structures to be emplaced in the world, like sky bridges, elevators and obsidian underworld bridges, unlimited potions and more useful items. Number 9, or Excavator. This is honestly just a very useful quality of life mod to save a ton of time farming. This is the successor to Vein Miner, a mod that lets you chain mine multiple ores in a singular vein all at the same time. That means if you find a huge ore vein of 30 or 40 blocks, you can mine it all at once and collect it. The mod also has a really extensive config menu where you can set the keybind and options for this mining process. Number 8, quality of life. Inspired by the LuiAFK mod, this mod adds lots of features to make your life easier. These features include max stacking, weapon auto swinging, faster use speed for tools, extended placement range and speed, non-consumable boss summoning items, instantly refreshing quests from the angler, infinite potions and ammo stacks, extended item pickup range, town NPC spawn rate modifiers, portable buff stations, extra inventory space, and a lot of configurable features. Number 7, AlchemistNPC Lite. This mod adds a series of 7 helpful NPCs into the game, which are the Alchemist, Brewer, Jeweler, Young Brewer, Operator, Architect, and Musician that sell useful materials, potions, and other special boutique items. New combinations of potions are sold by the Young Brewer, which spawns while the Alchemist and Brewer are in the hard mode world. The Alchemist, Jeweler, and Brewer spawn after the player kills the Eye of Cthulhu. The Operator spawns when you beat the Eater of Worlds or Brain of Cthulhu. The Architect spawns when you have at least 3 NPCs in your town, and the Musician will spawn when you defeat Skeletron. Number 6, Calamity's Vanities. The purpose of Calamity's Vanities is to add some more new vanity items and pets into the base Calamity mod, which includes over 90 different cute pet types with unique gimmicks and features, several brand new mounts, 6 new hook items, a series of all new wing types, brand new decorations, which includes furniture sets, some critter additions, which you can find roaming around the world, and a large series of vanity clothing pieces, like hats and accessories for cosmetic purposes. Number 5, Lights and Shadow. This mod is very simple in the scope that you basically need to turn on the waves quality in game for it to work. This provides some type of lights and shadow effects in game to offer some more immersion in the world. This mod is very simple for background immersion, but it's just to make the world look visually pleasing. Number 4, Recipe Browser. The guide in game is useful, but the Recipe Browser mod takes it to an all new level by giving the player tools to help plan out what they need to craft. It does this by letting you quickly index and search for items that you can craft based off the materials within your inventory. Using hotkeys in the key bindings menu, you can use the main window, which comprises of multiple tabs, which lets you visit each of the mod's tools. The recipe window shows all available recipes in game, which also lets you query specific items and their sub-recipes and search for recipes that you wish to work towards. The crafting menu is for actually crafting recipes, even those with multiple steps required. You can right click on any recipe to bring up this tool and it will show you the multiple stages for creating that particular item. The items tab is for exploring items in game. The B-Stream menu lets you look through all of the in-game NPCs and then view their loot drops. Number 3, Calamity Mod. The Calamity Mod is the most popular Terraria mod out there and one of the largest of all of them, if not the largest to date. If you want to see which mods you should have installed whilst running the Calamity Mod, check out my other video, the 15 mods every Calamity player needs. I'll link that in the description down below. This massive content mod adds nearly 2,000 brand new items, 27 new bosses, over 100 new enemy types and variants, 6 all new biomes, 5 brand new difficulty modes to tackle, balances to many standard Terraria items, and a bunch of post-Moon Lord content that extends far past the vanilla gameplay experience. This mod will take you across a long journey, slaying extremely tough bosses. There's more than 700 brand new weapons to use, 11 ores, 1 brand new event, 5 town NPCs to collect, and 12 additional mini-bosses on top of the standard ones. Number 2, Boss Checklist. As you progress through the game, this mod will show you a checklist of the available bosses that you can defeat and currently handle in order of how they are meant to be defeated. This mod allows you to view additional information about the bosses, set new records for the boss fights, view boss loot and collectibles, and view off-screen bosses with a radar using the boss log system. Number 1, Magic Storage. If you find it cumbersome to have a massive accumulation of chests sitting in your base and always wonder where on earth you put your items, then Magic Storage is probably the mod you've been looking for. This mod lets you have a mass storage system, a central network to store all your items in game that you access from a singular block that lets you access your items and search through them all with multiple filters and search terms, even allowing for it to also craft things for you. For more Minecraft and Terraria mod videos, give the video a like and subscribe, and let me know which of these 50 Terraria mods your favourite was and why that was in the comments. And let me know any great Terraria mods which I didn't feature. As I mentioned earlier, if you have the Calamity mod installed, I have a video on the 15 best mods every Terraria player should use when playing the Calamity mod. I'm going to link that down in the description below so you can watch that video too. And also check out the merch in the description also. Thanks for watching.